So Sarah, you and I have both been engaged in the past couple of years. Both of us are now married, so we're through that. But
Thank
if you
you.
look, yeah, thank goodness. If you look back on engagement, I know I experienced this and I'm sure you did too. There are probably a lot of people wanting to give you marriage, wedding, and everything else advice. How did you feel about that at first?
You know, it's hard because sometimes really sweet people have very good intentions that might not necessarily have any business giving you real advice. And then you have people that you really want to hear from that don't want to step on your toes. So
Mm,
I think for Tyler and I, it was kind of navigating, healthy people ask for what they need. So for us to ask and seek out the people that were in the spot where we wanted to be at, I
mm,
think that you notice, I mean, at least for me, and I think we've talked about this before too, when I got engaged, there were people that were coming out of the woodworks that I hadn't talked to in years that decided they were so excited for me. They couldn't wait for the wedding, but they didn't really care about the marriage. It was all
yep,
about the social aspect of it.
mm,
Those are the kind of people that I feel like you don't need to get advice for. Sure, their friendship is valuable, but it's not at the stage or I guess they don't really have that relationship with you and wanting to walk with your marriage later on that I think is kind of the most important part of who you're going to listen to for advice.
yeah. So you mentioned earlier people that have your marriage in mind, not just the wedding. How can you tell if someone has your best interest in mind and they're not just interested in, speaking words just to hear themselves talk?
I think you kind of take inventory of what your relationship has looked like. Is this someone that has had a relationship with you or your fiance prior to being married
Mm,
or prior to being engaged, I mean,
right.
or just during the engagement? How long have you known them? Is this someone that you would trust coming to when you have marital problems? Is this someone that you feel like you can be vulnerable with and that it's not going to be broadcast to other people?
Mm,
I think you have to trust them and not just trust that they can keep their mouths, sealed if there's something personal, but trust that they're going to speak some truth into you. And sometimes that truth, it's not always, doesn't always feel good. There's challenge that comes with that. But do they have you and your fiance's best intentions in mind or best wishes? Um, I think that for us, we really kind of pinpointed some of the marriage relationships that we admired.
mm,
Like, I have this sweet family friend that I have grown up, she's known me my whole life, starting from bathing me in the sink when I was a baby, all the way up to being the last couple on the floor for the longest married at our
oh,
wedding. And they've been married for over 50 years. They have so much wisdom to impart on us.
mm,
And I think that if we just ignore some of the gold that is right in front of us and we just try and listen to people that are maybe just our age or maybe that are also engaged, we can kind of miss out on what experience can teach you.
yeah. That's great. I love that. I don't know if this happened to you, but hearing you talk about that, it kind of made my mind go to the opposite, where I had people that maybe they're married, maybe they're not, but they would kind of crack jokes about how marriage gets so much harder the longer you're together. And, they talk about how, oh, just, you're having fun now and you love each other now, but just wait, it gets hard or whatever. And they would kind of frame it in giving us advice for, oh, just wait, it's not going to be great all the time.
Right.
What, how should people react to that? Because from what I experienced, it was really common.
Yeah, I think unfortunately that is pretty common, or this whole concept of a ball and chain. And
Mm,
personally, I've never felt more freedom to be myself, more independent while being with someone who loves me wholeheartedly, because I feel like I have the space of becoming who I want to be and who he challenges me to be. And I think the people that are saying, oh, just wait, like it only is going to get almost like it's going to get worse from here,
yeah.
those are probably not the people that you want to listen to anyways, because it doesn't seem like they have taken the time to continue to pursue each other.
Mm,
And I know for us, I mean, there is definitely a few marriages or couples that we knew that did try and say the same thing. I felt that tension with you. I totally understand that, like, okay, I love them, but I don't know that I want this to be my future. So I think too, you can kind of navigate what advice you take and leave, knowing what you want. I think one of the best things that my now husband has taught me is that you can be very respectful of people and listen to what they have to say, but at the end of the day, you get to choose whether to take it, whether that's advice or opinions or stances on things. You have the opportunity to make your own compromise and decide what works best for you. Because at the end of the day, you two kind of do know what works. Yeah. And there's always room to be challenged in that, of course.
Right.
But I think that there's this aspect of like, who wants you to succeed? And to me, success doesn't look like just this impending doom coming before you. It looks like, okay, there's a rainbow behind this storm that we're going through. Yeah. And the people that challenge you, like, man, this couple of years for us, like there was a time that we went through that was so hard and we had so many challenges, and some days were really hard to put on a smile, to love each other well, but here's how we got through it, and here's where we grew from that. And I think that couples that are able to take trials and turn them into opportunities for growth, those are the people that I would want to listen to.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So in summary, taking a look at who is for your marriage, not just there to give advice, and then taking everything and analyzing what you actually want to listen to and what works for your relationship, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, if anyone listening is interested, Sarah actually wrote a full blog all about this, and she included some really great questions you can ask yourself and your soon-to-be spouse to kind of dig a little deeper and figure out how to see who is for your marriage and how to listen or not listen to the advice that you're getting. So we hope that this has been helpful, and we'll see you again soon.